Welcome back to the 2023 Fictional Ontario Sportsman Series. Back at race number 2 at Delaware Speedway for the year. Race number 5 of 10 for the season. We just finished up at Barrie Speedway. Samantha Shaw got the victory in that race. We've had a couple different winners so far this season. Starting off the season with Jake Sheridan picking up the win at the first race at Delaware. Second race of the season took place at Laird, and Brandon McFerrin took home that race victory. Not too shabby for him at Laird. A solid battle with Michael Herniak Jr. Sunset Speedway, race number 3. And Garrett Tiemersma came away with the race victory. And then, of course, our 4th race at Barrie instead of Sauble. And now we're back to Delaware, so let's take a look at the entry list. It is a long one, a long group of entries here this week. Caden Patrick will be back in the number 1 for Patrick Brothers Racing, and then Todd Shepard, Tim Tolton, Kevin Lay in the number 5, Garrett Tiemersma, Ollie Ferguson, Brendan Patrick, Mark Patrick, Michael Herniak Jr., Chad McGlynn, Kevin Trevelyan, Ryden Lapsevich, Ryan Dyson returns to the series, Rob Windus, and Connor Pritico will make his debut in the series. Lane Zardo returns, as well as David and Derek McCullough, Laura Othier in the 39, Brad Robinson in the 44, Billy Zardo in the 46, 47 of Sean Mangin, Doug Cathcart in the 48, Jake Sheridan in the 52, 56 of Brandon McFerrin, Wally Wilson, that's just Brandon McFerrin, not Brendan, Wally Wilson, Corey McAllister, Connor Ellis, Sean Chenoweth, and Carson Nagy. So let's skip to the race and see how they'll line up. I'm not particularly a fan of that command that they have, but let's take a look at how they're going to start. Caden Patrick on the back of the grid to start this race. Along with him will be the 39 of Laura Othier for Trevco Motorsports. Wally Wilson in the 69 and Kevin Lay in the Take 5 oil change Chevrolet will start alongside Rob Windus in the 29 and the CTE Racing 48 for Connor Ellis. Then it's the 02 of Brendan Patrick in the Camp Mart 02 for Patrick Brothers and the 39 of David McCullough. The Wisewater Solutions Cathcart Mechanical 48 for Doug Cathcart, and alongside for EHR in the Fast Eddie Authentic Apparel Chevrolet is Connor Pritico. In the 28 Douglas Window and Door Chevrolet for JRD Motorsports, it's Ryan Dyson. And our winner at the first race of the season, the WH Lubricants Limited number 52, Jake Sheridan. In the Velamo Ice Age Water Chevrolet number 22, it is Ryden Lapsevich. And in the Special Olympics Monte Carlo, it is Tim Tolton. In the number 8 Hot Wheels Chevrolet, it is Ollie Ferguson. And in the Camp Mart number 12, Mark Patrick. CPE Services Limited number 38 Dodge is Derek McCullough. And the Brimstone Games 47 Dodge for Herniak Home Motorsports is Sean Mangin. The New Techwood Canada Chevrolet for Carson Nagy, and the Twisted Tea Chevrolet for Brad Robinson. The Shelby Roofing and Sheet Metal 46 Mustang for Billy Zardo, second in the points right now, and the 15 of last week's pole sitter, Michael Herniak Jr. in the Landshark Logger 15 Chevrolet. Sean Chenoweth finished second to Samantha Shaw last week, and he'll be right back at it here at Delaware Speedway in the 89C. And Brendan McFerrin third in the points right now in the Stewart's Equipment number 56. The Pizza number 18 Mustang of Chad McGlynn is alongside the Struck Energy Systems Caldecott Millwright Services Chevrolet of Corey McAllister. The number 2 Christine Tanner Real Estate Chevrolet of Todd Shepard, and the Leisure Trailer Sales Shock Pros Dodge for the number 19 of Kevin Trevelyan. Pole sitter in the number 36 Steel Chainsaws Bester Forex Products 36. That is Lane Zardo. And alongside will be the Great Tools Line X Mustang of Garrett Tiemersma. 32 entries here tonight. 100 laps across this racetrack. As we take a look from the helicopter view at the back of the grid. Our list of competitors a little bit mumble-jumbled in terms of qualifying. See the 52, the 28 back there, the 12. Not really what we would have seen, but in terms of championship right now, you're looking at Chad McGlynn just ahead of him, the 2 and the 19 who are battling for the championship, but that 46 and 56. Fourth place in the championship is tied right now between Herniak Jr. and the 2 of Todd Shepard, and Garrett Tiemersma, despite not competing in every race, is holding on to a top 10 spot in the championship. Lane Zardo gets his first pole of the season in that number 36 Bester Forex Products Mustang. Tiemersma on the outside. Todd Shepard, of course, in that number 2. Hasn't gone to victory lane yet. The Herniak Hall guys have been fast. Same with Kevin Trevelyan. They just have not been able to get a race victory under their belts, which, you know, they've been really close. So it'll be a matter of time. But definitely get up there. And it's a very good likelihood that we will see a solid battle up here for the points championship. 32 drivers will start their engines, and we'll get going here for the Ontario Sportsman Series 100-lapper here at Delaware Speedway. The second of 3 races at this racetrack. Lane Zardo and Garrett Tiemersma, 2 of Ontario's best and youngest talents that are definitely up there competing for wins week in and week out in whatever they race. In fact, actually, Lane Zardo did come and race in the Ontario Sportsman Series last year. Didn't run a lot of laps, just ran some test laps for the Chad McGlynn car at Flamborough, but finished 3rd. And the first race of the season probably could have won if they went full distance for Black Magic Racing. Green flag in the air. And the number 36 will rocket to the front. Kevin Trevelyan will look to the inside of that 17 of Garrett Tiemersma. 3 wide further back in the field with Billy Zardo, Brad Robinson, and Michael Herniak Jr. Don't get into trouble early. We saw that in the first race of the season that got Michael Herniak Jr. involved with Kevin Lay, and they had contact. 36 out in front. Here comes Kevin Trevelyan, winner at this racetrack last year for the 2022 champion. He'll try and settle into second place. Chad McGlynn, who swept the races here in 2021, sits now back in 3rd place. See the back of the field, there's the 22 of Ryden Lapsovich. No Chris Shera here this week. And there's that number 1 of Caden Patrick. 39 of Laura Othier. 48 of Connor Ellis running at the back of the field here in the CTE Repair Chevrolet. And the Wally Wilson 69. So got the Take 5 JEC Chevrolet for Kevin Lay this week. Different colors here with the Take 5 oil change. Chevrolet out there. Ryan Dyson, a bit of a struggle in that number 28. Should see him come to the front here. He had a difficult qualifying attempt. You see the 29 there. That is Rob Windus. Here comes the Douglas Window and Door Doxeter Property Maintenance 28 of Ryan Dyson. He'll go into turn 1, look underneath the 38 CPE Services Dodge of Derek McCullough. Connor Pritico making his series debut in that 33. The EHR development team. Going to the inside. How about Doug Cathcart? That's a struggle for him. Cathcart has been exceptional in his starts in the OSS. His limited starts, but last year did not finish out of the top 5. Solid every race he competed, and he could have won the race at Peterborough 100%. Was extremely fast the entire night. There's the 28. He's got just in front of him the 48 and the 33. Let's take a look. There's Connor Pritico. Standout at Delaware Speedway in their late model division. This is the EHR, North Country Property Maintenance. Fast Eddie Chevrolet Impala. Be cool to see an EHR development team. Try to get some homegrown Ontario talent back into their roster. They had Jake Sheridan in their car at Delaware last year for the finale in the Pinty Series, but already confirmed Alex Gannett and likely Dexter Stacy, the Quebec team, Quebec drivers in this in this EHR team for next year. I wonder if they'll do 2 to 3 cars or 4. Have to see. Corey McAllister battling with the 89C of Sean Chenoweth. Chenoweth finished second at our last race. And how about Brendan Patrick? That new look to his 02 definitely giving it some speed. And we saw that for actually his father, Mark Patrick, when they switched and got a new car for him. He definitely put forth a much better effort, and the car was exceptionally fast. So we'll see what Mark does. There's the 93 of Carson Nagy in the Queenston Chevrolet, new Techwood Chevy. Fielding Wirings on the back of the car there. This is an RGC Sports junior team. And here's Billy Zardo, who's got to work his way up through the midfield. Going past Caden Patrick right now in that number 1. Zardo, he struggled last week. He had a tough go of it. Come back and finish 14th. There's Othier. Oh, into the wall, and the 39 has hit the wall hard off of turn 3 and 4. No caution, but that's going to give some big damage to that 39 car. She didn't want to do that, and hopefully we don't see that out of Laura when she does race in the Ontario Sportsman Series at Delaware this year. She'll do all 3 races for Trevco Motorsports. Of course, because they won't conflict with her racing out South Buxton, where she races regularly on dirt. 52 there, Jake Sheridan. Also be curious to see what Jake has on his plate for this year. Got a Pinty Series start, was extremely impressive in that. Stand out in the APC Series. Love to see a little bit more out of Jake. Hopefully some Canadian partners will come on and support him. But we're watching Billy Zardo right now, second in the points in this OSS Championship. 14 points behind Kevin Trevelyan. But right now that is in jeopardy because Trevelyan is up towards the front of the field. So we look at Mark Patrick, who's gotten past Todd Shepard. Sean Mangin having a great run in the 47. And he had a great run here last year at Delaware Speedway. Finished second in our second race. Here's Herniak Jr. in the 15. Teamers has slid back. He was on the front row when he started this race. Brad Robinson in that 44 has gotten by. Brendan McFerrin in that 56 gotten by. And here is their battle there. This is the battle for second and third. Kevin Trevelyan still sits second. There's Chad McGlynn in the 18. And a little bit of a lead for Lane Zardo, but he's not gotten out very far. And this is huge for the championship right now. Brendan McFerrin and Kevin Trevelyan are way out and ahead of Billy Zardo. Zardo is not out of contention here. He's just further back than where he would like to be. Now, his brother Lane did run at this racetrack earlier this year. And we've got trouble There's a car in trouble on the backstretch. It's Wally Wilson. And unfortunately, the 69 car is not going to make it around. That might bring out a caution flag if the 69 does end up stopping on the racetrack. Wally Wilson, no, he made it to pit road. But we're watching the 69, smoke coming from the back of the car. And unfortunately, that looks like it could be terminal for the 69 of Wally Wilson. And he's done for the day. So a tough break for Wally Wilson as our leader is now in heavy traffic. Going to the inside of Rob Windus. He's got Connor Ellis to his outside right now. 36 has no trouble. Lane Zardo, lots of experience battling against lap traffic. Lots of experience racing on these short tracks across Ontario. And he's doing exactly what he needs to do in separating himself from Kevin Trevelyan. Brad Robinson, however, in that 44. Brad now underneath Chad McGlynn in that number 18. And that is a battle for position. Brad Robinson, and he's going to get by. He's going to go by into third place. He's going to bring Brandon McFerrin and Garrett Teemersma with him. That Twisted T number 44. Got by those lap cars, and he's now going to go right up behind Kevin Trevelyan. And this is a guy, Brad Robinson is due to break out. He had a great opportunity last year. Sat on the front row at Peterborough. Led some laps at Sunset. Mechanical issues plagued him all season long, unfortunately. He had a wreck at Sunset while leading, but definitely has momentum on his side. Only the third season he will be in the OSS series, and a young driver, 23 years old, could definitely benefit to run with these guys like Chad McGlynn, Michael Herniak Jr., and of course Kevin Trevelyan. Trevelyan, one of those names that he has mentioned as somebody that he has learned from. So he'll go following along as they lap the number 5 of Kevin Lay. McFerrin, of course, this is one of the names that you've got to watch across Ontario. Brandon McFerrin, solid contender for wins. Winner at Frosttoberfest in the Superstock division. He has all the talent to be successful. And really is quite a really cool and beautiful looking race car. I know it's going to a different home for this year with Cole Burrows, but the 56 of Brandon McFerrin, already a winner this year, sits third in the championship. Zardo, of course, is his main competition to get by Trevelyan. But the reality is we are under caution. And this is going to be interesting. I'm curious what the cause of this caution could have been. I don't see any obvious. There's no obvious reason. So we're going to have to probably take a look. But they are going to come to pit road. And they are going to pit here. Leaders, of course, I've got it on 2 times for the pits. So we're going to watch here. We're going to see who comes out of pit road first. Because this is always going to be very, very interesting who comes off of pit road first. There's actually more pits than are normal. They've actually extended pit. This is a really old version of this track. It's from 2006. So it doesn't actually have the proper amount of pit stalls. So they actually put a second pit road behind where the garage would technically be. So let's see. They're coming around to turn number 2. Let's see who's going to come up from. Well, of course, the graphics aren't going to help me out here. I don't think I have the graphics setting on to actually be able to see who came out in first. But the yellow flag did come out. I'm still not sure what the caution flag was for. I'm going to see here. Maybe, Lane Zardo is dropping down the order. I don't think it was for Lane Zardo, though. There he is. But he dropped a ton of positions. So, not sure what has happened there. Interesting, though. Very, very interesting. Lots of cars you see been put a lap down. Kevin Trevelyan is one of those names. Trevelyan's dropped to the back here. Was he involved in this caution flag? Look at him way at the back here. Did he get stuck possibly on pit road, or was he involved in the caution flag? So you see him on pit road. No, it just looks like he's got trouble. When he pitted, they had some sort of an issue. Kevin Trevelyan comes in second and loses a lap somehow on pit road. No idea. And this is part of the problem with this kind of old of a game, is that there are scoring issues. And we're trying to see here if there's any indication where and what brought the caution out. So, because from here, I do not see an indication. I'm going to watch that 5 car, potentially Kevin Lay, because he looked like he was trying to get on pit road before everybody else. Now, if you remember, Kevin Lay and Michael Herniak Jr. in this simulated race earlier, in the first race of the season, they got together then. And it was 15 into the 5. Doesn't look like any trouble there. But I think I did just see something back. Yes, the caution's out there, but I think there's something that's happened out in turn 3. Oh, no, there it is. It looks like Othier and... So it's the 39 and Tim Tolton in the 3. And it looks like the 39 has been spun. Look at that. Yeah. Oh, that doesn't look like it worked. So take a look here. It's the 39. Othier, she's trying to get out of the way. Gets into Tolton, but she's I guess they got hooked. And they can't really turn Tolton into the wall, and he can't get off the wall, and that just brings the 39 around. And there's your caution flag. So we are back under green here at Delaware Speedway. Tim Tolton involved in that wreck. Brad Robinson is currently your leader here at Delaware Speedway. Following pit stops, Brendan Patrick sits in second. Michael Herniak Jr., Ryan Dyson, and the 44 Twisted Tea Chevrolet of Brad Robinson has a steady lead over Brendan Patrick in that 02. But he's surrounded with lap cars. We're at lap 43, 7 laps to halfway. Only a driver out of the race, Wally Wilson, with a mechanical issue. Lane Zardo and Kevin Trevelyan came into the pits in the lead. And both of them had trouble on their pit stops. And they are now a lap down each. And all of a sudden, what was going to be a very bad race for Billy Zardo is looking a lot better because his competition has now had a tough race in Kevin Trevelyan. What we've got to watch, though, is that 56. Let's take a look and see in the standings here if we can figure out where Brendan McFerrin is. So there's McAllister. He's going to go lap down. Ollie Ferguson, Doug Cathcart, Tim Tolton. You've got Derek McCullough, Connor Pritico. Riding laps, which he's got some significant damage on that car. Got some lap cars, still lap cars. Mark Patrick is 12th. Look at this. Kevin Trevelyan back to 24th. And now his main competition, Billy Zardo, is 11th. Not good for Kevin Trevelyan. And that would be enough to sway the points right now. Chad McGlynn into 9th. He's going underneath the 47 of Sean Mangin. Chad McGlynn, that's another guy battling in the points championship, but this is the man right now. He is ahead of Billy Zardo, who's back in 11th place, and Kevin Trevlin, and with this result would take the points lead. Brandon McFerrin battling there with the lap car of Lane Zardo. He's got the 89C of Sean Chenoweth, David McCullough in the 39. There's Ryan Dyson in the 28 up into 4th. Herniak, and this is the battle for second. Michael Herniak Jr., Brendan Patrick, but they are right behind Brad Robinson right now. Brendan Patrick in this 02 Patrick Brothers Racing Camp Mart Chevrolet looking to get by. There's brother Caden. There's Laura Othier in the 39. They are right behind the 44 right now as these young drivers, all three of these are young drivers currently in the OSS series. Brad Robinson, 23 years old. 18-year-old Brendan Patrick. 25-year-old Michael Herniak Jr. Now they got another young driver in Carson Nagy. And the two of Todd Shepard. Todd Shepard potentially going to be in the way here. And that is a Herniak Hall driver. We take a look. Look at this field here. Oh, and the yellow flag is out. Rob Windus has some huge damage. The 29 car is involved in, it looks like, another accident. He has been involved in a lot recently. And now look at the damage to the 29. That, and it looks potentially that we're going to have Billy Zardo involved in this. It is huge. Billy Zardo, battling for this championship, is involved in this wreck. And it looks like potentially the 12 of Mark Patrick is involved. And the 19. Oh, it's McFerrin. Brandon McFerrin involved. Looks like Sean Chenoweth and Brandon McFerrin made contact on the front straightaway. Right up here, you'll see. Look at Chenoweth. It's Ryan Dyson and the 56. Oh, my goodness. Oh, and the status just changed. McFerrin is out. So all of a sudden, how things can change. Look, it's Chenoweth into Dyson, into McFerrin. And they're going to go and slam the outside wall. Look at the damage. Over top goes the 56 on his lid. There goes Trevlin. He gets hit by McGlynn. Zardo's to the high side. Zardo has missed it. But here comes Rob Windus, and he's going to slam the back of the 46. Zardo could be okay, but the front runners all involved in that, and the 56 of Brandon McFerrin is done for the day. Rob Windus is done for the day. Holy moly, how things have just changed. Brandon McFerrin involved in this latest wreck. Also involved was Kevin Trevlin and Billy Zardo, all involved in the points battle. And I don't know how this is going to happen, but that might be curtains in terms of Brandon McFerrin for running the full season. Brendan Patrick is also still running in second place. Billy Zardo has not come into pit road, so obviously they believe that damage is not severe enough. Brad Robinson currently leads. Lap 57 of 100. Brendan Patrick sits second. Michael Herniak Jr., Sean Chenoweth, who was involved, David McCullough, Jake Sheridan, Ryan Dyson, who was involved in that wreck, is also staying out. So these guys don't feel that damage they got was severe enough, but it takes out Brandon McFerrin and Rob Windus. They'll come back to the green flag here at Delaware Speedway. Brad Robinson leads them back to the green flag. Brendan Patrick second. Michael Herniak Jr. in third. Carson Nagy there to the inside. He is a lap car. Garrett Teamersma also is a lap car to the inside of Robinson. This is the battle. You see Herniak Jr. to the outside. Chenoweth is going to get by him. Brendan Patrick stalking that lead. Here he comes. He's going to follow Garrett Tiemersma. This is a battle for the lead. The 0-2 of Brendan Patrick. 44 of Brad Robinson. Robinson has led quite a bit already, but here comes Brendan Patrick to the inside once again. And he's probably going to get this lead because the 44 is stuck on the high side, and that's going to allow Sean Chenoweth to hunt down these leaders. And Chenoweth, as a veteran, is not somebody you want to play with. This guy can get this lead, and he'll take it and stay in the lead. The London Recreational Racing 89C, as they continue to go side by side. The 0-2 Camp Mart Chevrolet and the 44 Twisted T Chevrolet. Here comes Sean Chenoweth in that 89. Chenoweth into 3 and 4. He is caught the front two. Jake Sheridan also in that 56 as Brendan Patrick led that lap. Here comes the 89C. He's looking for second place. Side by side still with Patrick and Robinson. I don't think Robinson can hold him up there. Brendan Patrick clears. He's in the lead. Robinson back to second. Chenoweth in third. Chenoweth looking now to the inside. He's going to make a move in the 89C. Herniak Jr. stuck behind Zardo and Sheridan. Dyson just behind him. Chenoweth is going to clear. He's going to go into second place. Brendan Patrick for Patrick Brothers Racing. This is their home track. Jake Sheridan is in fourth. He is that fourth place car. That 36 is not involved in this battle. That is a lap car of Lane Zardo. The 0-2, Brendan Patrick out in front here. Multiple laps. Of course, he did lead a lap last year. First ever lap he led in the series. Got his first podium at Sunset Speedway. This would be a huge story, though, if he can get this win. Samantha Shaw got her first win last time out. Chenoweth, Robinson, Herniak, Sheridan, Dyson, McCullough, Patrick, Mangin, and Billy Zardo. Right now, Billy Zardo is in a prime position to capitalize because McFerrin is out and Kevin Trevlin is a lap down in 22nd place. He's also got to watch, though, because right now Zardo, while he might be in the top 10, Michael Herniak Jr. is sitting fourth. And he was also fourth in the championship last time out, so this is really the battle. These top three drivers here, lap 68 of 100. See Caden Patrick out of this race, Brandon McFerrin out of this race, Rob Windus and Wally Wilson also out. So Brendan Patrick continuing to lead in that 0-2 Camp Mart Chevrolet, the 89C London Recreational Racing Chevrolet for Sean Chenoweth, and the 44 Twisted T Chevrolet for Brad Robinson. Michael Herniak Jr. in the Landshark Lager 15 sits fourth. And the WH Lubricants 52 for Jake Sheridan sits further back in fifth. Lap car, he's got to move to the inside. Brendan Patrick's got to make some good moves here. That's not one right there. Don't get involved with the lap car. Othie up into the wall there. That's going to allow these guys to get by, but Chenoweth lost some time. Brendan Patrick. Chenoweth has got to continue to haul the mail here. He's got to get going. Take Robinson, take Herniak with you, take Sheridan. Dyson back in sixth. But Brendan Patrick in that 0-2 said the car was looking much faster since they did a new paint job on it, which they are going to get this year. 40 years in racing for Patrick Brothers this year. The 0-2, 89C, 44. Lane Zardo, of course, is a lap car that is not in the battle right now. There's Garrett Tiemersma, Carson Nagy. They are both battling one another. There's Connor Pritico in his first race. Let's take a look at where Connor is. He's 18th place right now. Looking to the inside of the 22 of Ryden Lapsovich. Ryden's had a tough season so far. Ollie Ferguson in his first start at Delaware Speedway following Todd Shepard around. That's a guy that you do want to follow. Doug Cathcart having a tough race, actually, for Doug. Not typical. We typically see Doug way more up towards the front. Here's Tim Tolton and Kevin Lay. Chad McGlynn got some damage coming onto pit road, but he was also involved in that last the big crash on the front straightaway. There's Corey McAllister. He currently sits 12th. A bit of an odd race for Corey. A lot quieter than we were expecting from him. There's, of course, Kevin Trevelyan, the points leader. And this is the battle right now between Sean Mangin and Billy Zardo, currently sitting in 11th place. 10th battle. It's a battle for 10th. But Mangin looks like he's going to get by the 46. 77 laps on the board of 100. How about David McCullough in this 39? Solid move up to the front from the back of the field. He's got Derek McCullough just in front of him. Ryan Dyson. There's Sheridan. But no real change up towards the front of the field. Still, it's going to be when they get into this lap traffic here. And we know Brendan Patrick is a young driver. He is not a veteran at all. He's got a veteran in Sean Chenoweth behind him. And Sean is somebody that has not won in the big times in a while. He did pull off a huge win at the Autumn Colors Classic in the Superstock division. In a great battle, actually, with Lane Zardo. There's a lap car in front. It's the 39 of Othier. They had trouble around her last time. Here comes Chenoweth. You see Chenoweth looking closer. And I think Brendan made the good move right there. He pulled on the inside before they got to 3. Robinson drifted up high. That's not what he wanted. But he'll get by as well. Here comes Chenoweth. Battle to the inside here in turn 1 and 2. Chenoweth is looking all over the O2. He finished second in our last race at Barrie. Hasn't made a lot of starts this season. Only going to make a select few. Still battling for the APC Series and the Quick Wix Superstock Series championships. They're going to come around, and we're getting close to 15 laps to go here. Lap car of Connor Ellis just in front of the O2. Of course, he has less experience being out in front. These top 3 are really close. Chenoweth and Robinson sit right behind. Chenoweth is... Oh, he can't get down because Robinson's there. And that's going to allow Brad Robinson... Oh, Chenoweth cut him off. And Chenoweth got down to the inside. That's going to give Brendan Patrick a little bit more room, as they'll come around with 15 laps to go. The O2, Brendan Patrick out in front. The most laps he has ever led in the Ontario Sportsman Series, potentially in line for his first win, following Samantha Shaw, Brendan McFerrin, Jake Sheridan, and Garrett Tiemersma, who all won this year so far. It would be our 5th different winner in 5 races. Sean Chenoweth, though, is right there. Brad Robinson right behind him. Michael Herniak Jr., who is a former winner in this series, sits 4th. The 2 lap cars they've got ahead of them, Tiemersma and Nagy, I don't know if they're going to catch them. Those guys are they've got too much speed right now. So I don't really see that. Oh, no! There was a wreck on the back straightaway, and that looks like the caution flag is out. It is. Oh, no. Not what Brendan Patrick wanted to see. I think that may have been the 39 that was involved in that wreck. Yes, it was. Unfortunately, Laura Othier again in a wreck here. Not sure what happened. It looks actually like she's got dumped. If we take a look here, so she's got some issues going on here. But somebody, if we watch, somebody just runs smack dab into her. It may be the 48 of Doug Cathcart. Or is it Todd Shepard? No. Oh, the car brakes. Yeah. The car brakes and Doug Cathcart gets straight into her. And look at the leaders coming by. Oh, my goodness. And Patrick and the front of those. Unfortunately, Othier's car, it definitely broke. And Doug Cathcart ran into her car. So let's see. Man, there's going to be 10 laps to go when they get to the start-finish line here. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen here. Brad Robinson sits in second. Sean Chenoweth is third. I don't know if you... I don't think you pit, but I don't really know the strategy calls here. I don't know if these guys have pitted before anyways. So the 02 sits first, 44 seconds, 89... C, then it's the 15. Lap cars will get out of the way. It'll be under 10 to go. But we really don't know. I don't know if the guys have enough fuel to make it to the end of the race. We're kind of going to have to see here if they'll pit. Doesn't look like it. We'll see what's going to happen here. Will they get the white? No, we're still going to be under caution here. That is going to help Brendan Patrick. So 92 of 100. There definitely will have enough time to go back to green. It's just whether or not they're going to have enough to really make a charge at the 02. I mean, he really doesn't have a lot of room to, if he falters, they're going to be all over him. So let's see here. Again, no pit, so it would make me think that they're all going to stay out. And Brendan Patrick and the Patrick Brothers Racing 02. Here we go. This could potentially be the final restart. I think with the amount of laps left, if there's a big accident, I don't think you're going to see anybody else be able to get up there, and this is really going to be it. The restart has to, it's a single file restart. Your top four, okay, the top four cars in line there are in contention. 5th place, 6th place on track are not. Those are lap cars, Lane Zardo and Connor Ellis. Brendan Patrick and Patrick Brothers Racing is going to come by. They're going to get the green flag. Sean Chenoweth was on it on that restart. Here comes Brad Robinson. Here comes Sean Chenoweth. Chenoweth wants to get by Robinson, not give the 02 a lot of time. I don't know. They can't give him a lot of room here. Chenoweth on the inside of Robinson. That is going to allow the 02 to get up and ahead. I don't think that they can catch him if they keep staying side by side like that. It's not going to happen. Here comes Sean Chenoweth looking for a second place finish. Will he clear Robinson into 3 and 4? Chenoweth will, but I don't know if he's got enough time. Robinson has now been cleared for second. It's up to Chenoweth to catch the 02. Looks like Sheridan has gotten past Herniak for 4th. That's a side-by-side battle. They've got Derek McCullough there as well. Chenoweth and Robinson, they are the only two that can pass Brendan Patrick here for the win. The 02, Patrick Brothers Racing, not a big funded team, as in most of the OSS teams aren't. They've been at this in the Sportsman Series since 1989. 40 years in motorsports. The 02 has been one of their numbers. The 02 and the 12. And I don't think that they can catch him right now. I think Brendan Patrick is far out enough in head right now. I don't know. Although the 89 got a really good run off of 2 that last time. He'll try and close up. I don't think there's enough time. White flag in the air. Brendan Patrick and Patrick Brothers Racing, local to this Delaware area. Sean Chenoweth, Brad Robinson off of turn 3. Chenoweth will try and close. It's not going to be enough. Brendan Patrick wins here at Delaware Speedway for Patrick Brothers Racing. Sean Chenoweth is second. Brad Robinson will finish in third. What an amazing finish. What an amazing battle those last couple of laps. And man, this championship battle really is going to start to heat up here. Brendan Patrick gets the race victory over Sean Chenoweth. Brad Robinson finishes in third. Jake Sheridan fourth. Derek McCullough in fifth. Michael Herniak Jr. will come back and finish in sixth place. Ryan Dyson seventh. Billy Zardo will finish in eighth. And if I'm not mistaken, that could be enough to take the points lead away from Kevin Trevelyan. Corey McAllister finishes in ninth. Mark Patrick in 10th, so a first and a 10th. Todd Shepard in 11th. Chad McGlynn in 12th. Sean Mangin 13th. 14th for Garrett Tiemersma. 15th for David McCullough. Doug Cathcart finishes 16th. Connor Pritico in his first race in 17th. Ollie Ferguson 18th. 19th for Carson Nagy. 20th for Lane Zardo after pit road troubles. Tim Tolton 21st. 22nd for Kevin Trevelyan. That's a really tough result for the points leader. I don't think he'll get the points lead after this race. Kevin Lay 23rd. 24th for Ryden Lapsovich. 25th for Connor Ellis. A tough 2 races for Connor. Laura Othier involved in an accident. Caden Patrick out of the race early. Brandon McFerrin involved in a front stretch crash that takes him out of contention for the points lead right now. Could result in him not making the rest of the entire schedule. Rob Windus in 29th, and Wally Wilson retired early with mechanical troubles. Unfortunately, putting an end to his race. Unfortunately, that is it for us here for these last 2 races. We're going to be heading off to Peterborough Speedway next. That will be a crazy one because there's only 19 cars that are able to actually make the race. So we might have a hooligan race, which would be 3 to 6, potentially 7 cars trying to make the field. Because we got a lot of East drivers that want to make sure they can get into that race. So that should be interesting, but we'll check it out. Congratulations to Brendan Patrick and Patrick Brothers Racing